Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another video. My name is Ben, and today I'm going to be talking about the same thing I always talk about, and it's about investment. It's about putting your money in the right place. Because with the current financial system, nothing is really guaranteed. You have to figure out things for yourself, and you have to secure your future by yourself. So, uh, with Bitcoin and digital currency, um, there are possibilities for people nowadays. Before, there were no options, right? You have to deal with the financial system that already exists or existed, right? So Bitcoin and digital currency and blockchain and crypto, they have provided us with new opportunities, new avenues for us to be in charge of our own finances. So the first video I'm going to play is going to be about why Bitcoin is important and why you should consider actually investing in Bitcoin.
You can actually control and own your money. You can actually have your money, right? How else are you going to have it in cash? And then you got to deal with the inflation. How difficult is it to move serious cash? I had to send. It's about 4 years ago. I sent $900,000 to Qatar for a completely legal reason.
Why?
I wanted to buy a property in Qatar, so I was involved in the purchasing of a property in Qatar. The backflips, the paperwork, the legal nightmare? I swear to God, I was put on a travel list because for about a year after that, I was stopped at every airport just for a bank transfer, right? No problem with Bitcoin. No problem. So it fixes a whole bunch of problems, cryptocurrencies. It certainly does. And I think a lot of people who are forward thinking and believe the things I believe in, it's the only logical conclusion. What else are you going to do? Trust a bank? Will you trust them? There's nothing else to do with it. I'm actually at the point where, although I do own quite a lot of property, I don't want any more. And I keep getting offered nice property deals, and Tristan's like, should we buy this? It's like, no, I don't even trust the Romanian government or the Russian government. I have property in Moscow. I don't even trust the government anymore. I don't even want a property because if I piss the government off, they're just going to take it.
Right? If you piss the government up, they're going to confiscate stuff. That's just how it works. Um, and this is exactly where the war is going. So a lot of people are saying, I am not going to be restricted by some government. I'm not going to be restricted by being confined in one country. I want to have the ability and the flexibility to actually move around. And I can be in the US today, and 2 weeks later or 2 months later, I can be staying in Dubai, or I can be in Liberia, or I can be in some other country. So we are trying to have that freedom, and you cannot have that freedom, obviously, like Tate is saying, if you are confined and restricted in one country. And if you get in trouble with the government, they can confiscate all of those so-called properties you think you own. Now with Bitcoin, you can't confiscate nothing, right? Because the person, once they're in charge of their private key, they own it. What are you gonna do? Put a gun to their head and say, "Hey, give me your Bitcoin"? So it's the ball game has changed. Things are different now, and that's why cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is becoming so attractive to a lot of people because people want to be free from the confinement of government and the restrictions imposed by governments, and considering all the sanctions too that's going on in other places. You know, if you are a regular person in places like Iran, where they've been facing sanction for as many years as we can think. I mean, it's governmental sanctions, right? There's one government imposing sanction on another government. But the question is, if you live in Iran, how does it has to do with you, right? So you don't want to be confined by some of those restrictions. And, if on a negative note, if, two country goes to war and you're in one of those countries, you want to be able to have the flexibility to migrate and go somewhere else. But if you're migrating, unfortunately, you can't take your home with you, right? Too bad. You might put it on a mobile truck, but I don't think it's possible. Um, so, but for the most part, you want to be able to take your money with you. Now, if you have $1 million in the bank, unfortunately, you can't take that either with you because it's going to be confiscated somewhere. They're not going to let you get through the airport with $1 million. Now, with Bitcoin, you can. So nobody knows you have it. You just keep bouncing. So that's the flexibility everyone is looking for. And that's why we always talk about Bitcoin and why it's important that you actually keep investing in Bitcoin.
I don't own it. They say you own it until you annoy the government, then you don't own it, right? So I don't even want property anymore. I'm going full crazy Mr. Blockchain now because it's the only time I feel like I have control over things. And we're losing control at such a rapid rate. I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve. I don't, people saying, oh, I'll just buy a house and it's my little house. It's not your little house. You'll see how quickly they'll take your little house from you. Look what they've done so far. They've taken your business from you. You think they want to take your little house? People are not scared enough of the right things. They're scared of Corona. They should be scared of what the government did to them in the name of Corona. That's what they should be. But people aren't logical. People aren't logical. People have low IQs. They're slow.
People have low IQs. I don't believe that. I think people are smart, but people have been misled. Many people have been misled. Um, Most of the things that are so important and so critical into this economy, they don't teach it in school. And I think it's very intentional. You should ask yourself a question. Why is it that all these so-called finance professors and accounting professors that are so smart and they have PhDs, uh, they can teach you finance, they can teach you trading, they can teach you everything about predicting the market, but they're teaching, you know. Um, they're basically just regurgitating what they read. So yeah, the real education here is to be able to find out information for yourself and be able to do your own research and also be able to apply those research into practical reality. So, you know, don't follow what everybody's saying, everybody's talking about, because that's the narrative they want you to talk about. That's the narrative that the people who control things want out there. Because the secret that they know, they just want to keep it among themselves and their friends and their family. So I encourage you to do a lot of research. I encourage you to really tap into Bitcoin and figure out how you can start investing in Bitcoin. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to put in a lot of money. Just put in as much as you can lose, right? And let it be like some sort of insurance policy, just in case uh, the financial system comes crumbling down. So um, this is not a financial advice. I have no credential when it comes to finances. I don't know anything when it comes to investment. I'm doing a whole lot of guessing, yeah. And but I also do a lot of reading and I try to seek out the best information to be able to share with you. I encourage you to do your own research. I encourage you to talk to a financial advisor if you have questions. And if you want to learn about crypto, you can always reach out to me, shoot me an email or comment below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.